Hey, welcome to the SMS News channel. I know it's been a while, but I am back with a few things that I wanted to talk about just to get your understanding and kind of see where I've been going through, you know what I mean? Two things I wanted to talk about. Well, technically three. The Porsha Williams situation. Friends putting you in awkward situation and jobs. Awkward situations and jobs. So let's talk about Porsha. So on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you scroll or do the most things that you do, somebody mentioned that she was getting engaged to her girlfriend that she has been knowing for a little while. So many people had so much to say. Some people even brought back her previous sermon from years ago when she was a minister. Listen, I get it. There's always going to be an awkward hate between LGBTQ and the church. But like I said in previous videos, until we are honest on both sides, nobody needs to be addressing anything. Because I've seen people be cutthroat in church, and I grew up in church, and I've seen LGBTQ screw folk over. So until we're honest about both parties, we don't need to keep doing this. Yes, when she was raised in church, just like Cat Williams, just like anybody else in church. They were raised. They get older, they realize maybe some of the things that I was taught didn't go along with what I wanted to do. Like, I was raised, you wasn't supposed to have your ears pierced. Now, my mom didn't care that I had my ears pierced, but she didn't know I was going to get a couple of ear piercings, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't allowed to get tattoos. I have 5. I've made my choices in my life. Got in relationships that wasn't agreeable to God. You know what I'm saying? You've seen my videos. The point that I'm saying is, why do we do that? Why do we think it's necessary? And comment down below, appropriate comments, of course. Do you think that it's fair to judge somebody's past according to what they're doing now? If something they feel like doesn't work anymore, is it fair to keep judging them? Because a lot of times people want to hold people to the cross over stuff, and if it happened to them, they wouldn't give themselves the same grace. You be the judge. Now, friends. Have you ever had a friend that would give you advice, confide in you, say things that were hurting them, but when it came to you, they didn't give you the same response? If you've been a subscriber on my videos, and I have about, let's say, 125 subscribers, you would know that you have seen where I've talked about this religiously. So, I had a friend that wanted me to do something that I didn't agree with. She confided in me about something that happened between her and the person that she was in a relationship with. They got into cheating stuff. So she wanted me to do something to sabotage something that would cause this person not to make money and support their child. Me being, extra, I probably would have done it, but I had to be honest. I'm not a parent, so why would I mess up somebody else's money? No, I don't agree with everything they did to my friend because I feel like they violated that person. However, I feel like a lot of times with the friends that I have to be honest. I love them. I really do. But I feel like they judge me according to the decisions that they made. And I have to be honest. I had former friends that were in relationships and they knew that they were being mistreated and they stayed even though, and mistreated me because they decided to stay. That's not my fault. You decided to stay with a moron. I'm a good friend. I tell my friend that her boyfriend, information, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, mind you, was being hacked. So I thought, okay, he probably wasn't trying to cheat or do anything. So when she confronted the situation, then all of a sudden it's the issue. You guys are so dense that you think that sleeping with this man is gonna change the altar of your... Are you serious? Where I live, relationships are so important because the economy is really bad where I'm from. And so they think that getting with anybody is a good thing. You don't just get with anybody. There was a boy that liked me, and he proceeded to cuss me out because he felt like he wasted time doing something. We are not toys. Just because you want to date somebody doesn't give you the right to disrespect somebody if they choose not to do something. Consent still matters. Where do we get off in this world that we don't have a right to tell a woman or a man they can say no about what they don't want to be done to their body? That's why I said sex nowadays with this generation is getting weird and getting scary. And that's probably why we're getting the breakouts that we're getting now. And I say we as in them. But I just ponder because you stay in a position that I didn't put you in, and then you're mad at me for talking about something that was similar, and now all of a sudden the confusion. But you want me to sit there and mess up somebody's job because you don't like them for what they did to you while you were going through your situation. I'm confused. That's not me being rude. That's me being honest. I am genuinely confused. I told another friend. She lives with a guy. I told her about the situation that she was going through. I let her know, hey, I don't like what he's doing. She said all this other stuff. Then finally she gets mad. She has to talk to me in a couple of days. I can't help you. You guys are putting yourself in positions where you're choosing your friends over these slime balls that aren't doing anything but giving you gratification for 5 minutes. Don't mind me. Sex is amazing. With the right person and with somebody that loves you, it's great. But after a while of being treated like the other, or after a while of being treated like, oh, this is what I have to do. Like, nobody wants to be treated like the leftovers. What happened to just being in a relationship with somebody that honestly loves you? Is that all we're doing, is just getting our rocks off and that's it? So then I proceeded to ask them. I told them about a situation that I was going through. And it's almost like I see why people in their 20s can't keep friendships. And even some people in their 30s. Because they literally think that keeping an abusive man is okay. If he doesn't want you and he's stalking you, what makes toxic love attractive? I told that to my friend in Greenwood what her situation was, and her friend got mad because I was telling her things that hurt me. She proceeded to tell her friend, now all of a sudden stuff. You don't get to bully your friends. If you're not mature enough to handle your friends on a capacity where they're on, leave them alone and don't have friends. Get you some help. Because a lot of us sometimes are really ridiculous. This is not elementary school. This is the real world. People get hurt. People have feelings. You can't block people just because you don't like what somebody did to you. You might have did something to her. I don't know the whole story. I can't just take your side because I'm your friend. I don't know you like that. I did that the first time to ask a question because But now I'm a little older. I can't be caught doing crazy crap now. It matters. It mattered then, but it even matters more now because now I'm even older. Be petty for what? Because, oh, so-and-so hurt your feelings, so I can't be friends with her. So-and-so hurt your feelings, so she can't have a job. So-and-so can't do this. And then when I tell my other friend, he's using you. He's making you cook all the time, making you do his laundry, but he doesn't want a relationship with you. But you're mad at me because I told you the truth. Your mom wants to see you happy, and she's letting you be because you want to do what you want to do. You rather know love. Some love is better than none. Why? I've tried it. It didn't work. I'm not jealous of anybody. I know it might seem like that to some of my former friends or previous friends or even future friends or even current friends. The delusion of staying in an abusive relationship is ridiculous to me. And judging people on how they felt about a group of people versus being with them is completely different. People have a right to change their minds. Oh, jobs. So, going through a situation financially. I'm taking care of it though. When do we have the right to sit here and be sensitive about people's situation? You guys are so concerned about us clocking in. You don't even care if we're going through something. We're going through something serious. Can you, like, for real? You don't even care that, hey, there's a situation that's happening right now and I'm struggling. Does that not click that maybe it's not the best idea? But, oh, Sabrina, can you do this? Sabrina, can you do that? Oh, can we do this? You guys don't care. It's cool because you don't have to do it. It's cool. Everything is fine when you have to cover it. Everything is fine when you don't want to do something, when you get to sleep. But I have to come out of my sleep and stop what I'm doing just because you don't have something covered. No. And then you want to sit there and do like in every other job that has done stuff before because you don't want to be honest about what you guys talk about. And then when it happens to you, now you're hurt because X, Y, and Z. You thought you were that good that you could keep those kind of friends and found out they wasn't screwing with you. And then the worker friends that want to be closer to you just to know stuff. And then when you say something, now all of a sudden it's a confusion. You don't care. Just ask for clarity. You're not interested in clarity. And that's where I go back with what I said about friends. Some friends don't really give a crap. And if you're a really good friend, you should be able to understand that. If your friend comes to you and wants to confide in you in something, you should be reciprocal. So if I have something to say and I want to talk about it, why act delusional when I say something? If you don't understand what I'm going through, just say, right now I'm busy, instead of being partial. Because when I'm telling you something, you act like you can't handle it. It's too much. But I gotta listen to your stuff, and that's it. Why do we do that? Why? No, I really need to understand the reasoning, the rationale, why everybody else has to bend when it's you, but you don't have the same compassion when it's somebody else. Losing friendships over a guy, for what? That doesn't even like you. And then you talk to your friend that you've been knowing for years as if, oh, well, I didn't want to do this and that and the third, and it was this and these things was going on and that and the third, and I have a relationship and I got kids. That's great. Why would I feel some type of way just because I'm not at that level in life yet? It's like you guys are just coming up with stuff just to be upset. And that's what I don't understand about people that have been in my life in past. I don't get it. I don't understand or comprehend it because it doesn't make sense. If I'm not in that life and I'm not in that mindset headspace yet, and I'm not married, why get upset over something and I'm not even in that chapter yet? So anyway, then there's a situation that I was going through currently, and I was talking about what I was going through. Then all of a sudden, it's the cough and the scuffs. I'm not acting like I'm perfect. I'm not Jesus Christ over here. I go through things too. I've made mistakes. I've done stuff. Let's not act like I just grew up in church and never did anything. But the accusations and the lies and the narratives of, oh, Sabrina did this and she told business. No, things had to be told. because you guys are so dense and in the mind about, oh, this is what's going on, and oh, this is how her mom and her dad, and you guys you guys literally think you're above reproach. That's the problem. Nobody wants to be going to church with people that act like they're all above here, and we're all struggling. Some of us can't even afford gas, but we out here acting like it's a joke. Come on, man. Folks having affairs in churches, and you don't want to be honest about that stuff. You haven't seen me in church in 5 Sundays. You're not even interested in seeing what I have to do. But yet I'm the one backsliding. That's probably why the churches are so small. Vice versa, LGBTQ. You could see your friend or love in life or a friend in love go without food, go without money. You're judging them just because they're taking stuff from the food pantry. They don't have any money. Just because you have opportunities and people have opened the doors for you because you decided to do slick stuff doesn't give you the right to judge. We talk about these things because it's true, but you guys are so concerned about everything else, you don't care. You don't care that I'm over here going through something that's devastating to my account. You just want me to clock in and act like it's no big deal. That's disrespectful to me. I gotta be okay too. Everything just ain't about such and such and this and that and the other person. I have a life as well. I want to go to school. I want to do things with my life. I want to pursue my dreams. There's more things to life than just taking care of old people. Mind you, it's been a good ride as it's been, but it's time to retire it. It's played out because y'all don't care about people. You want to feed us until we're fat, give us a whole bunch of candy, give us all these other things. Mind you, we're grateful for having a job, but it's disrespectful when you don't care about our needs. You don't care that y'all ain't paying us. No wonder why people's checks are so short. Sitting there killing themselves trying to pay rent and behind and stuff like that. Y'all don't give about us. But oh, we love Trump, all this other stuff. Y'all don't care, but you want to sit there and give us invitations to y'all goofy ass church. I don't want to go because you only want to go to feel yourself. That's the only reason why you want to go. You're not concerned about my soul salvation. You're not concerned about anything else. You're not concerned if I'm hurting. You're not trying to even pray for me or even see if I have the Holy Ghost. You just want to feel abused just so it can look cool. And it's like at some point, when are we going to be able to just be authentic? When? And then jobs want to promise you all this other stuff and then lie in the meantime. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for people to make comments about stuff and they ain't ever gone through stuff that we've gone through. It's cool to have testimonies and that's great. And you've had all these other things, but understand where the world is. We don't have the same, and I'm not trying to preach the color situation because I'm not, but I'm just being real. Unless you're in the industry, unless you got good connections, if you do, praise God. If you don't, you're going through a little bit of something. If you're not kissing somebody's feet, trying to do all this other stuff, people don't really care. And it hurts even more when you're trying to talk to your friends about something serious and we're adults. We should be able to sit down. And the only thing you're thinking about is, I don't understand where you're coming from. But I have to swallow and understand where you're coming from with the things that you're going through, even though I'm not even in your shoes as a mother, as a wife, or whatever you're going through. It's time out to use friends as trauma dumping, and then you're not giving the other friend the same consideration. If you just want a one-sided friend, get you a poster. You know what I'm saying? And just do that. But if your job is only to absorb, then just leave people alone. It's the same in relationships. You're not even trying to see that person because you don't care. You want all this other gratification because that's what you want, but you don't care about my feelings. And it would hurt you if I did the same to you. That's all I'm saying. We're not children. I'm not about to sit there and go mess up somebody's money flow just because they did something that hurt you. You need to ask God why you hate that person so much. That's not my fight. That's yours. So I bowed out because that's not for me. That's not meaning I'm not loyal. I don't do stuff that's cutthroat like that. I've done stuff before. I ain't crazy like that. My other friends stand up for me against my ex-husband and stuff. I don't know that nigga. And all it takes for is that ex to retaliate, and then guess who's in the grave? And they ain't coming to the funeral. That's what I'm saying. Friends and former friends, and if you call yourself a friend, stop putting your real friends in predicaments that are dangerous. If you know you're in an abusive situation and you really need help, but you want to really get out of it, get out of it. Stop going back and forth and then pretending like there's such a great thing. It's like a Trina Braxton situation. I'm sorry I have to use this as an example. People got sick of Trina. Because every other time it's the abuse, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. Yes, abuse happens, but either you like it or you want to leave. It's not that good that you have to still keep sleeping with the dude. You're dumb. He either abused you or he didn't. That's why you have people that have kids that cannot stand you. If your kids are telling you this dude is doing this and all this other stuff, what do you think Caleb was talking about? Maybe the reason why he didn't like Gabe is because Caleb knew, this is a sidebar, that Ashley was going through something and you ignored it. And then to sit there and turn your niece into the other woman as if she is like your father's new wife. They wasn't screwing. She was just verbally and texting wise abused. And you didn't see her as the abusee. So you guys are mad because people were seeing y'all for what y'all are. Y'all can't keep ratings because they seeing you for what you are. And then to be in jobs because we're seeing you for what you are. You don't get it? It's not hard to comprehend, but what's hard to comprehend is expecting somebody to be in that position as a friend, as an employee, and judging them as a person if they have changed their mind. We're older. What we did as teenagers is not going to apply as an adult. It was cool to go to the lunchroom with your friends, talk about people, make fun of them, get into fights, maybe do your homework and not do stuff like that. But those things had consequences that would mess you up if you couldn't get into college. It's cool to be in college and clown around, have sex, do whatever you want to do, and then mess yourself up. But then it's not cool if you're trying to find a good person that you like and you're trying to marry. So then what's cool now when you're an adult and you don't have no answers to all the problems you made? That's all I was talking about. I made a lot of problems for myself. I had to really look at me. But when I see my friends and former friends, and I had to look back, y'all was really trying to do that. And that makes you feel comfortable doing all those crazy things? Are you really? You can't be serious. You want me to call up a location. Physically, this is what my friend wanted me to do. Call location to block somebody's money flow. I don't know this girl. She didn't do anything to me, so why am I getting involved? Friend, ex-friend C, you wanted me to call your ex to stop stalking you, but you still text him all the time. You want me to talk to you about your friend, your dude that you're talking to, that you claim you're in a relationship with, And then when I say something, then all of a sudden, now you get jealous. Don't nobody want y'all's peace. Choose if you want to be in a relationship with that person or you don't. Stop telling us that they're doing stuff abusive to you and then going back to them and acting like everything's fine. Then we mad at them because we thinking they're really doing something. That's manipulation. And you putting your friend in a really bad state. I've done some things, but that I can say I have never done nobody like that before. And I would hate to be on the other receiving end doing that if I was ever doing that to somebody. Now, have I done it on, social media and try to block them and try to ruin them that way? Yeah, because we're petty like that. That's what kids do when you don't like somebody. But physically doing that in person is completely different. You don't want to ruin your reputation like that over something stupid that happened years ago. That's dumb. I could tell you many things. There was a girl that was following Selena Johnson. And she didn't like something. It was so many years ago. I was like 19 or whatever. Something happened and I was concerned. So I emailed her sister. I said, hey, somebody's trying to hurt themselves. I don't know what to do. I've never been in this situation. Instead of taking the situation for what it was, you act like I'm just a crazy person. For somebody who claims to be in mental health and an advocate, right? And you're a Zeta Phi Beta person. This is not a slight to anybody. I'm not slamming nobody. I'm just asking a question. If you have a fan that is literally telling you something, why slight them if they're saying, hey, there's something that happened, I don't know what's going on? She wants to break her CD and do all this other stuff. It was weird to me. I was a young teen going into my 20s. I have never experienced anything like that. Instead, you just took it upon yourself to just treat me as if I'm just this crazed fan. Still support your younger sister and still listen to her music, but still treat me like I'm the weird one. Never apologized, never said, hey, that was no intention. Mind you, I was a really happy fan. I was crazy about somebody. But when I noticed something, sorry, 1 minute. And it's going to sound like somebody's complaining. It's going to sound like, I'm making a big deal out of nothing. But if you're not in my income tax, if you're not in my situation, if you're not, you know what I'm saying? I'm that person. I'm real. I want to be able to have an honest conversation. If something makes you uncomfortable, okay, we don't have to talk about that. But communicate that with me, though. The weird sidebar stuff is ridiculous to do somebody like that. And that's all I'm saying. If we learn to communicate a little bit better with people, maybe we can understand that instead of just trying to fill in the gaps so you don't have to work or do something so you can wipe your hands clean and then somebody gets in trouble. Nobody likes y'all like that. Nobody nowadays is going to end up taking the gun, taking the life sentence for your foolishness. If you want something done because you don't like a person, you get out there and do it. I'm not doing that. People are exposing folks for who they really are. And it's not fair that somebody else's life has to be ruined because of decisions that you guys wanted us to do in the first place. That's why I don't do favors for people like that are vindictive like that, because it always backfires and messes you up anyway. Hello, you reap what you sow. As other people would say, it's karma. Anyway, that's all I was trying to say. This has been a episode of SMS News Channel. I will be back with more. If you want to see more content, comment down below. We could talk about things. I got you.